Good morning. What you see is what you're gonna get right now. Like, I still have eyeliner in my eye. Yes, I cleaned my face. 11.5. It was late at night. I was going to bed. I was like, shit, I didn't wash my face. Let me wash my face. Literally just like wipe it with 11.5. It's the best. But still, eyeliner. Like, eyeliner, please, I must be missing something. How do you get eyeliner out of your eye? It's been like over 10 years and I still don't know. So long. But anyway, all that to say, coming on here very, very unpolished. I just wanted to talk, record this moment. If I post it, I post it. If not, then it's just, I have so many videos on my phone that I record crying, happy, sad, frustrated, angry, and a lot of them don't see the light of day. So that's what I'm saying. If I post this, I post this. If not, then it'll just, maybe one day I'll post it and it'll be memories down the line of kind of what I was going through in that moment. A little video diary, if you will. So I am so tired. Like, we went to bed early yesterday. Early for us, because we're pretty, like, we stay up late and we do it to ourselves. But we went to bed early because the kids were in bed early. We went to bed early. We were tired. It was Sunday. Damien was going to work this morning. It's the start of the week. And, you know, I'm still breastfeeding my son. And just, like, I don't know, I breastfeed him multiple times throughout the night. So, like, he starts off in his bassinet and he, like, by the time it's like he starts to wake up for the night, like, I'm feeding him in my bed because I'm just so tired that, you know, however long it's going to take him to drink, I don't want to have to, like, have him drink and then, like, wait to put him back in the bassinet. I'm, like, getting my words all jumbled up here, right? But anyway, so I'm tired. I'm just trying to, like, set the scene. I'm gonna get to the point of why I came on here. But I'm tired and I woke up really groggy, and, like, I try to get, like, that last little bit of time in before Damien went to work. And so he wakes up with Sadie all the time. She wakes up to crack of dawn. He's up with her because I'm up with the baby at night. Then the baby woke up. He took the baby. Now he has both kids. I'm trying to get rest. My daughter's coming in and now, Mommy, I want to hug. Mommy, get up. And I'm like, Mommy's so tired right now. But yeah, then he wakes me. It was so funny because we're trying to get the baby, like, a larger playpen. Because I lost him the other day. I lost my son. I was cleaning the bathroom and I had him on the floor, and I came back and I'm like, where is he? He was supposed to be in the middle of the floor. I'm, like, looking, like, did he go to the hallway, to the bathroom? No, he was just under my daughter's, like, table. And I was like, no, he needs a jail right now, jail, this boy. But get to the point, Jackie. So anyway, he comes in, he shows me something, and, like, he's showing me on his phone, and I'm like, bro, I cannot look at your bright ass phone right now. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so he left. Now I finally get into, like, a sleep. I must have reached REM at this point because now he's leaving to work and he's like, okay, I gotta go. The baby's screaming because the baby didn't want to leave Damien. My daughter, she's doing her own thing right now. She has her own, like, she kind of, like, ignores the fact that he's leaving. And that's her way of, like, coping, which is, like, but anyway, my son does not want to leave Damien, and now he's screaming. So Damien's finishing up something in the kitchen. He's, like, getting his water. I'm sitting on the couch with the baby. I'm just, like, out of it still, and the baby is, like, squirming out of my arm, trying to get to Damien. So I bring him over, and he's, like, Damien takes him, and he's just so content now. And then he gave him back to me because now he's, like, running late to work. And Damien's just, like, now his mood is just shot. And I'm like, I don't want you to go to work like this. And he's like, I know, but this is what I gotta do right now. And that's what he does. This is what he has to do right now, right? I'm home with the kids. I am home cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. Luckily, I am building my business from home, but me and him know that you can't just rush sales. Like, that's not how I want to go into this. I am working through a lot. And as much as you want to, you know, come into a business and you say, okay, I'm going to do this because it's going to allow me to stay home with the kids and bring in some income, you know, it's your journey. You don't decide your journey. You can put in the work, you can stay consistent, you can be determined, but your journey doesn't determine how fast or slow or like what's going to happen down the line. And so for me, my journey has been different than what I envisioned, because I have to do a lot of mental work, a lot of mindset work, a lot of rewiring to be the successful person that I'm going to be. But in so many things in life, I always kind of just like buried that. And so now with something like this, something long-term, something that's really going to change my life, something that, you know, in so many other areas of my life, I always had the potential, but I never went fully into it. I always like played it small. I always did this. But now with this business that I'm like building, and it's going to change our lives. It has changed our lives. It's going to keep changing our lives. I'm able to help so many other people change their lives. But this is the thing. This is the thing that was like make it or break it. Like, you have to work on your mindset. You have to work on your mental health. You have to do you have to put in the work, and you gotta stop running from it. You gotta stop hiding from it. Hold on, I gotta check the baby because he is like Hi. Hi. I was feeding him in the bed, so he is in the bed, and you can see I have to like barricade him because he will try to off the bed, yeet himself off the bed. So let me get some. Hi, sir. He's such a happy baby, and when he's not, it breaks my heart. But what was I saying? I had to check the baby because I have his like I have the camera on, but I have it on my phone. I don't have like a monitor for it. Hi, sir. So yeah, so what was I saying? My mindset, right? I have to. My midwives laughed at me. This is my brain. My midwives laughed at me because they were like, do you have like a curtain tie? I'm like, no, just tie it together, when I was giving birth to my son. Hi, sir. Hi. He's like, I don't know who you're looking at. So yeah, like it was just something that I had to work on my mindset, and you would have thought like, okay, I'll work on my mindset for like, I'll put work into it. I'll just give it a few months. No. If you're not fully committing to your mindset and you're not fully working on it, it's still just going to hold you back. And so for me, I've kind of like went in and out of it and like focused more on my mindset at times in my journey, and then pulled back and just like, okay, but I'm neglecting my business. Like, I need to really go full force in that. And then I go full force in that. And then it's just like, okay, well, your mindset still needs to be worked on. So you kind of like trying to choose between the two. You're not giving either your full, devotion. And so every time I go into my business and then I'm like, oh, my mindset needs to work on, then I got to pull back and I go into my mindset. And it's just this like, you can't, subconsciously, I guess it's just me still avoiding that like deep work. And so after giving birth to my son, I like have gone into it, and there are still a lot of days actually that I gotta just like it's so hard. But anyway, back to the main point of what I'm coming on here with. So with Damien, he was just like so upset, and now he's like flustered, and he's trying to put on his shoes, and he's trying to get out the door. And like me trying to talk to him, and someone trying to tell you like, oh, it's gonna be okay, like this is how it has to be. Like, you don't want to hear that when you're like in the mood right there. So the kids were inside, they were okay. I walked outside with him to the front door. I closed the door, and we were outside. And I just gave him a hug. You know, we had a little makeout session in the front door. And it was so funny. It was like, oh, it like reminded me of like when we first started dating before kids and all this stuff, of just like, you know, like us like being outside and like just like holding each other and hugging each other and like going into work or whatever, leaving each other when we didn't live together. And like, it's just, I wish Damien was at a point, because we've said it for forever that he's going to do this business with me. And I know he's more into like the water side of things. Like he will definitely like share more about the water. He wants to share it with everybody. He loves it. And he's just like working on like, oh, you know, like kind of everybody's like, but how do I bring it up to people? And you know, how do I share it? And I know he's going to get to that point, and he's going to kill it, because he's just amazing like that. But I wish he would share his point of view, because I see it as his wife. I see it, you know, we talk about it. But like his POV of, you know, waking up with the kids and being with the kids, and the kids are crying and screaming because daddy got to go to work and he got to put on his face to go to work. And we talk about it. I talk about it a lot with myself, like, you know, the 9 to 5, and moms having to leave the babies after they give birth, and moms having to go back after maternity leave, and moms having to, you know, deal with that of, I'm driving the kids to school, the kids don't want to leave, I gotta, you know, hold it together, I break down in the car, I'm going to work, I gotta put on that corporate face and like, you know. But I know that Damien feels a lot of that, and I know that he is just like, it weighs on him so much, because he sees how big they're growing, how fast they're growing. He sees, you know, just the way that, you know, they look at him and they get so excited for him. And when he calls for lunch, or when he comes home on lunch when he can, how happy they get. And like every time he has to leave, it's just like, okay, bye. He sees it on their face. And it's a lot. It's a lot, because it weighs on me too. But I know that he's doing this so that I'm able to be home and have more freedom to build my business. And I know that can weigh on me a lot, because that's also kind of like that little bit of pressure that I put on myself but I want it to work, because he's dealing with this now, and he's, you know, taking on the brunt of a lot of this stuff, so that we can do this and we can shift the tide of everything going on, and he can be home more. And but again, it's like, you can't rush things, right? You can't rush the journey. The journey is meant to be this way for a reason, and it's meant to be this way it's meant to be this way for a reason, and it's all playing out the way that it's supposed to be. But it's hard sometimes, because I know he misses them and we miss him. And yeah, I wish he would share more of his POV, because I know he's not the only dad that feels that way, and I know I'm not the only wife that feels this way. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, because I was just thinking, like, I was cleaning the fruit that we bought this weekend. You know, I do my 11.5 cleaning, my 2.5 cleaning, and I was drinking 9.5. Like, I don't want to get into that too much. I don't want it to be like, oh, a lesson on the water. It's just like, for the people who want to hear it, you know, I talk about it. But anyway, I was filling up stuff from my machine, and I was thinking to what somebody says to me, and it's like, oh, so we're just selling water machines. And it's just like, when you look at the business model and you go through our trial and you're like, okay, this is what this business is about. Okay, you're talking about high-ticket products. You're talking about this compensation plan. And then you get to the products, and it's like, okay, we have our water ionizer. We have our mineral shower ion mineral ion shower unit. You have our turmeric supplements, and they're like, okay, so it's mainly like your big ticket. The biggest one we have is our water ionizer. So you're selling water machines. Like, who's gonna want to buy a water machine? And it's like, for the people who are like health conscious, like, this machine is amazing. Like, I go to this machine so many times a day. I use this machine so much. Like, my ROI, my return on investment is just like, the money I've put into this, like, I've gotten so much back. Like, I've already reached my return on investment. Like, it's crazy how much I use this machine, how much I talk about this machine, how much I use, like, it's really insane. Like, you would think, oh my God, she's in love with this machine. I am. I use it so much. I do so much with it. But to think, like, oh, you're just selling water machines. Like, no. That is the product that we're working with. That is the company that I work with, right? There are tons of different companies that, have different products and different business models. But this one in particular, like, I love the products because I was looking for products like this. So to have a business model and a compensation backed by these products, something that I align with in my life, that was, perfect. But the business model and the compensation plan is something that, like, it really makes you think, like, damn, I really can create this life that I never had. As a child, we struggled financially. My parents weren't there. I, was working and worried about, like, what am I going to do when I have kids and have childcare, and, it's not the same and as when I was a child. And so now, like, being able to have this where I can build it. I can build it around my kids. I can, help other women who want to be home and who are looking for a way to have more freedoms in so many aspects of their life, and to provide options for their family, and to, like, have something that's, like, not a job where it's like, okay, you can be fired, you can get laid off, maybe you don't even want to be at the job anymore, and it's just, like, so many unknowns. And you have a boss, and you got PTO, and you have, like, a set amount of pay and all this stuff, and it's just, like, just like I said, the freedoms that come with this, and the way that it can change your life, and how, like, so many people are, like, stuck in that mindset of, oh, it's just a water machine, or, oh, I can't make that much money, or, this is like, I can't be a seller and I can't do all this. But there's so much when you look at the bigger picture of what this is all about and what you can get from it. This is why every time I have those doubts, and every time they, like, consume me and, take over me, once I get clear and I'm like, okay, this is the bigger picture. This is the business model. These are the skills I'm learning. This is the community that comes with it, that I get to lean on, that I get to surround myself with. This is the products that we work with that I love. This is the compensation plan that is, like, changing so many lives. And so many people are winning, and so many people are, doing it. So for me, it's just a matter of working it to find my flow. For me to finally get to that point where it's like, okay, I'm in the groove and I'm doing all this stuff, and yeah, this is gonna work. But like I said, you can't determine the time on it. And, for the people that, reached out to me before, I'm, going on 3 years in this business, and for the people, so many people I've talked to, hundreds of women that I've spoken to who've reached out and who, had one objection or another or multiple or whatever it was. And she's like, this is not for me. I don't have the money. I can't do that. It's just water. No one's going to want to buy from me. Like, all the things that they've said. I've thought that, but I'm still here. And the only difference between you and I is that I went for it, and that I'm still going for it. And that I'm going to work through every blocker that comes up, because I'm not giving up. Because look at this face. I want him home with his daddy. I want him to grow up without, you know, a mom who struggles. They deserve that. I deserve that. And I just long conversation, because I want you to know how real this is. And how I'm a real person. And that I'm still fighting to do this because I know that this is going to work for me. I don't really know how to end this. I don't want. Hi. You know, it's always, you know, whenever we post or create reels or ads, you always want that, like, call to action. You want more information, you want to go for it. You know, we got webinars, trials, get started now, stop waiting. But I just wanted to share my story because that's what I'm going through today. That's what we're going through. Come here. And to just let you know that, just be that reminder that, like, you can't determine when you're going to be successful, how you're going to be successful. Just know that it's going to happen. And everything that you're going through in this moment is meant to be. So, if you're having any doubts, feel free. Let's talk about it. I'm a real person. I'm going through real things. But I know it's going to happen, and I know it's going to happen for so many people. It's just a matter of getting started and not being scared anymore. And knowing that you deserve the life that you are meant to have.